Good morning, we're back with you. This is Ed over at Bill's. This is the 67 Chevelle that the 498's going in. Got the classic Krager SS's. Okay, we're all loaded up. Dyno day. 498 Chevy AFR heads going to the dyno. Okay, we're docking the 498 up on the Stiska. Got Wayne putting the collectors on here on the headers, 3.5 inch. Hi, Bill.
Hi there.
Okay, first fire of the 498. What they do. First warm-up pull, 498. Well, we're back running again after a car change. That Amazon special didn't work. We got a real race carburetor on there now.
Put too much timing in it too.
Could be, yeah.
Not much, just a little bit. Here.
Okay, we're doing another jet change. Fire up. Okay, Brian just did another jet change. We've got a good carburetor on there now, it's working. That sounded pretty good, Brian. Making a timing change. Hey Brian, what that? Okay, there you go. No blow by. Okay, no blow by. Oh guys, let's head back to the shop. Recently, Wayne and Bill and I went and dynoed the 498 Chevy that we've been working on for a while. I made an outline, and the reason I did this, I wanted to talk about our build and what we did, what our goals were, what we planned on achieving. So anyways, I made like a little outline here. So I'll talk about our thoughts and expectations. We were weighing it out. Should we go with a 454 70 overbore? We had a 454 2-bolt main block. It was already 60 over, so we power honed it to 70 with a deck plate, BHA deck plate, squared the deck, line honed. The deck was a little on the short side, and as far as big block Chevrolets go, it's about 13 under blueprint spec. And at blueprint spec, that's just a guideline, but so we gained a little, we took out some CCs out of the block that way, and it worked out in our favor. But anyways, so we wanted to get, of course, try to get the best possible engine we could get. So we decided to go with a 4 1/4 stroke crank. We went with a Molnar 4 1/4 stroke crank, 250 long connecting rods. They were Molnar as well. So 6'385" length Icon pistons. We got the AFR 335 square port heads, good heads. I originally had advised the customer what I would do is I would do an oval port motor, and the reason we went with the square port because he already had a brand new intake for a square port and he wanted to try to utilize that. Our goals were, I was trying to shoot for 630 to 650 horsepower, 570, 580s in torque. We were a little down on horsepower. I'll talk about that in a minute. But we want to build a reliable package. I've got them. I didn't do a build series yet, but on my channel is pretty well every step by step, all the machine work and everything we did in the block and the heads. So we come up with a build plan. We figured out a cam. We were shooting for about 6,200 RPM with a max RPM of 6,500. And so we had Urson grind us a hydraulic roller cam with Morel lifters. And the cam was a 621 lift, 246 at 50 on the intake, 256 or 254 or 256 on the, I think it was 254 on the exhaust. 112 plus 2, so 2 degrees advance. Intake was set to be set at 110. That was our basic build plan. We were looking around. We were shooting for approximately 10 1/4 to 1. That wasn't written in stone, but and I had a category here: letdown and disappointments. Our compression, final compression tally, when everything's done, it's together, CC'd, we were 9.98. So we were a little down on compression. They didn't want to mill the heads. I advised to mill the heads, and another thing we could have did was put a 27 thousandths Cometic gasket on there, and instead of the Felpro high performance composition gasket, which is 40 compress. So the reality is, in these builds, they are what they are. When you make your decision, you know, you put your best foot forward, and how it comes out is how it comes out. And but reliability, and certainly performance, and we were a little down on horsepower, but we certainly made it up on torque, and I'll talk about that in a minute. What could we have done different? I already kind of talked about that. We could milled the heads, reduced CCs from 123 to 118, put a 27,000 kinetic gasket in there. I think we could have retarded the camshaft. I rarely do that. I think in this particular case, it could have helped our horsepower, could have raised our RPM ceiling. Final summary and thoughts. That's number 7. I think we got a good engine. I think it's a torque monster. This is basically a stock body 67 Chevelle 4-speed 12-bolt. I think he's got more usable power than he even needs. One of the problems we had, the customer I thought was getting a 950 Holley carburetor. He bought a 950 carb off Amazon. It was in a brown box. I am not saying anything against Amazon. That's just where it came from, where he got it at. And the carburetor just did not work. It was just totally flawed. The nozzles on the boosters were in there at an angle like they were mismachined. I did not get a picture of that. And in the secondaries, it was like it had congealed gas that was blobbing out the boosters. It wouldn't even atomize it. I don't know what's wrong. I never seen anything like it in my life. We got this on the dyno, but did not get that. I wish I would have got that. I wish I'd have got what the carburetor looked like. My friend let us use the 880 AED carburetor off of his race car for the dyno test. We had to jet it up 8 sizes from where it was. It was on like a 383 Chevy, and we had to go up quite a bit. I think our final jet size was 87 and 88. I probably would have even went a little bit more, a little fatter on the jet myself, like 90s. Anyways, overall, when you go to the dyno, nothing breaks. The worst thing we had an oil pan leak in the back. Wasn't severe, but it was at higher RPM. It's bad enough, and we don't like oil leaks. But the rear main seal's fine. It's just the pan gasket's leaking. And anyways, they can reseal that. That'll be fine. We didn't have any blow by. We tried to go for 34 degrees timing. I thought that's where we need to be. And we actually backed it up to 32, and it was fine there. We saw no loss in horsepower or anything. Basically, we ended up making like 584, 585 horsepower, and 599 foot-pounds of torque. We did another correction factor, and I kind of wished he would have left it there. We made 605 horsepower and about 598. But the weather was changing a little bit the day we were at the dyno, and it is what it is. We had time limit on the dyno of 4 hours. We had to kind of get with it, and we had a lot of work to do. And but I think we had a good deal. I think overall it was a good engine. Hope you liked the video. Please like, share, subscribe. I just want to give you, sometimes we have great expectations. We can be a little down, but the main thing is to build good quality engines that work good, and they have good longevity and reliability. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.